Welcome back. So in our previous episode, we looked at how to create this amazing top banner, and it is looking great both on both screens, on the small device and even on the big device. This is really great. So we have that one done very well. So the next one is this one, which is gray. Okay, so we can call this one primary navigation. So we can just close up some of these files. We don't want to congest. Just close all these files and leave the ones you are working with. So in the index, and this thing normally pops up all the time you watch SAS, but you can always close it. So we have our top banner done. So let me just put down here something else, which is primary navigation. So I'm just say primary navigation. Okay, so you can also put the starting and the end point, so that you write the code inside here. So it will end here. So I'll write inside here. So inside here, I'm just going to say dot primary navigation, like so. So inside the primary navigation, by the way, in this video, our what we want to build is this, only this primary navigation. Okay, I'm just going to build this primary navigation, and I think I should just also add on to build this part. So I just build this primary navigation and this secondary navigation, these two, the main navigation and this primary navigation. So let's start. So I have this primary navigation, and inside I'm just going to have a container, because you can see why I'm adding the container is that you see this gray part extends the whole entire width, but this the cell on Jumia, these items inside, they start on this 80% padding. Okay, so that is the trick. I'm just going to be putting them inside the container, so that they just occupy that 80%, and you can already see it that on our website it is occupying that percentage. Okay, so we have this sale on Jumia. Now, one thing I wanted to tell you is that we are not going to manage to get some of the things Jumia used. For instance, I couldn't manage to get these SVGs they used here. So we are going to try to create using our own method. Try to see we can come up with something like this. Okay, so inside here, this, you can see this is a flex item. Let me just put up my pen. Okay, I'm just going to first delete all these ones. Okay, so now if you see this part here, let me choose another color, maybe this one. So you can see we have this part here. So this part here, let me just move it up to here. So we have this part here. So this is the top navigation, the container here. In the top navigation, this is the container, and then this container has two items. It has this item, and then it also has these links here. Okay, so it has these external links. So it has these two things. It has this and this. So you can first put those two divs. Okay, so we can just first simply put those two divs. Let me minimize this. Just go back to code. Inside the container, just put two things. The first one is the anchor tag, and we can just call it external link. I'm just going to say external link, link, just like that. And let me put a hash, and it says sale on Jumia. Okay, So as simple as that. It says sale on Jumia. So and then another div we have is the one which is holding the links. So we could just say external links, or we could just say div, and it is holding maybe other. So let's just call it like sister brands, because all these ones, let me just call it sister or Jumia brands. So the Jumia brands, so you can see we have the first one is Jumia itself. So we have Jumia. So I'm just going to put here an anchor tag and put Jumia here. Okay, and then I'm just going to have another one which is food, pay, and force. So there is Jumia food. So just simply duplicate all these ones. So there is Jumia food. So you're just going to put the word food. Okay, so Jumia food, pay, and then finally Jumia force. Okay, so these are the brands of Jumia. It has all these brands: the Jumia Ecommerce, the Jumia food, Jumia pay, and Jumia force. So these are all the brands. Okay, so now if we check in our website, we have them looking like this. Okay, so let's start styling this. Okay, so the first thing I'm just going to do is targeting primary navigation. So go to the header, down here just say dot primary navigation, and first of all we can give it the background color of gray. Okay, just give it a background color of gray. And another thing we can give it, I think, is padding. So you can see the background color of gray has gone there, and inside it there is a container. So you can just say dot container. It is the one which is having those links. Okay, and in this container what we can do is display flex. So if we do that, you will notice they will now go in line. So we can just go here and look at this padding they have, something like 0.5 rem. So we can just come down here and we say padding. So top and bottom we could just try 0.5 rem. Okay, just 0.5 rem like that on all sides. Okay, actually on the sides I think it is 0. Okay, just on sides just say 0, because we already have a container. So if you check now, I have it here. Let me actually also put on the sides. Let's leave it 0.5 and see. Yeah, so this looks fine. So another thing is that these other ones are in the center. Okay, so what we can do is we can just say justify content. So we can just leave justify content. We simply say only align items center. Okay, now in this inside here we have these Jumia brands. I'm just going to target this Jumia brands. Okay, they are inside this container. Now you can just see align serif. There is this align serif center. What this one means is that I wanted this to align somewhere here, which is not happening. Let me first put this justify content and let me say space between. Okay, so with space between we have this Jumia force this side. Now instead of saying align serif center, we can just put margin right. So we can just put margin right, maybe 3 rem. I don't know, like try to push them more this side. Okay, you can just try something. Let's just say 5 rem maybe. You see if it is moving them. They are somehow moving, but you can just simply leave them where they are right now. Okay, or yeah, this one of justify content instead. Let's first try justify content center, just like that. So they are all in the center. Or what we can do is just first remove this center. Let's remove this center, and the what we are going to put is maybe gap. Okay, so if we leave them like this, we could just go to this first one, we give it some margin right to push them slightly. So this external link, let me just also target this external link dot external link. Let's give it margin right. Okay, and let me put 5 rem, and then okay, push it more, and let me just also put a gap here. So gap maybe of 3 rem. Okay, so we have this Jumia brands there. Let's make this one 10 rem. We see the margin right. Keep it in mind, we are trying to push this one away. I don't know if this gap is preventing. No. Okay, so I think where they are right now, they are pretty okay. Just slightly. I don't know if is it still going margin right. Yep. 20 rem. Okay, they look like they are okay. So you can see we pushed this one up to this point here. Okay, that is looking good. So now let's style them. So let's start with this this one set on Jumia. There is this icon. We are going to put icons in a minute, but the first thing is, you see when you hover on it, it underlines, so that is text decoration. So here let's put and, just simply put and you say hover. The first thing, the color changes. By the way, here the color, I think the color is the same. Okay, the color is by default, the color is, so on top here, let's first put color to be primary. Okay, and the only thing that is happening here is text decoration. So just put text decoration underline. Okay, like that, and we can just say transition or 0.5 seconds. Okay, so now if we check, first of all, you first remove text decoration. I'm just going to go inside the container, select the all anchor tags and remove text decoration, none. So we first remove it, and we could actually put this one in separate not inside the container. We are going to put this one under globals. I'm just going to create a new one called global. So you see global.scss, and inside this global, simply put, for instance, this one, the anchor tag, and you can also first of all do this margin 0, padding 0, and box sizing to border box. So these the globals are those styles which cut across the entire website, not particular to one part of the website, but they cut across an entire website. Okay, so that is this is great. So instead, this put in a global and then bring this global in the main.css. I'm just going to put it to be the second on top here. I'm just going to say global. Okay, so this global is going to help us remove this. Now you can see when I hover this, it brings in like so, and it seems the color here is the font weight. So we can just go ahead and increase the font weight to bold. Okay, so bring the font weight here, font weight, let's say bold. Okay, so let's go back and you can see it is really somehow more bold. Okay, so let's remove this. Let's remove this font weight. Why did I put font weight? Did I put it on primary navigation? Let's not put it there. Instead, here on the primary, let's try to use dark. Let's see that. I don't know. Seems like that font. Okay, so let's first change also the fonts. Okay, guys. So the fonts, you can install this thing here called What Font. Okay, this is an extension, another extension called What Font. Just say what font. Chrome. So install this What Font extension. Okay, just not that one. There is not that one. Just this first one. What Font. So install this What Font Chrome extension. I already have it. That's why I say remove. So install this What Font extension, and what it helps is if you come and click on this extension here, first of all, it is going to tell us the font they used. So when I click, you see it gives me all this font. You get? So you can just simply copy this. This is what they used, or they used Roboto. Then this Roboto, you have to come and actually do it. So I'm just going to say default font. So I'm copying this one and go to global. Okay, just simply go to first of all variables. So let's go create here global font. So I'm just going to say here default font, and I'm just going to paste this one. Okay, so this one is going to be the default font. Okay, and it is Roboto, but remember to link this Roboto. So let's download Roboto. I'm just going to exit this one. So Roboto, to install Roboto, just simply go back and you say fonts.google.com. So on fonts.google.com, you can get the fonts into your website. I'm going to first remove these fonts I have in previous projects. So just come here and search for Roboto. So search for Roboto and it is here. There are very many versions of Roboto. Simply pick this first one. Okay, then when you are on this page, scroll down and start from 300. So click on this plus, click on this plus, click on this plus, click on this 700 to 900. So after you have clicked all these plus, you are adding them into a collection here on top. After you have added all of them you want, you can even go ahead and add these ones, the italic ones, but we always don't add the italics. After you have added all these ones, click on this plus and you can look at your font. It is here. Okay, now there are two ways of linking it. You can link it using the HTML by copying this one, you put in your HTML, or you can link it using CSS by linking it like this. So I like using CSS. Just simply copy this one. So copy like so, go here, go to SAS. So under the variables on top here, just paste this one. You see this? So paste as simple, paste it as this at import URL, and it is importing this one. So when you have the Roboto inside your website, okay, now they tell you how to use it. You see, you can use it like this. Font family is equal Roboto. Now we already have our default font where Roboto is included, and it is here. Now what this one means is that it will use Roboto, but if it cannot find Roboto, it will use these ones. Let me put them in one line. So what it means is that if it can't find Roboto, for some reason, if it cannot load Roboto, okay, for some reason, if it cannot load Roboto here, it will use this ecosystem or Segoi, this Segoi UI, Helvetica, or Elio. Any of these ones will be loaded if they can't find Roboto, but the first one will be Roboto. So we can just come here and we use this one in our global. So in our global where you have this star, you can just come here and say font family. Okay, say so font family, and you say default font like this. Now in the future, when you are building a website for another client, you simply leave default font here. Everything doesn't change. You simply come to your variables and only change this one, and this one becomes a very nice way of changing things. I want to show you. So right now everything has changed to Roboto. If I check using this one, I can just come here and you see the website is loading Roboto. Okay, now if I come here and I change this one, in the future when you have another client and is using Montserrat, you simply come here and change here only to Montserrat, and the website will instantly change to Montserrat. You see that? If you find another client using something else, that is how you will load that one. You just simply change here. Let's change this one back to Roboto. Okay, so that is good. Now we have that font, but then there is another weird font we want to download. If you look, there is this Jumia logo font, this logo font, and you see it is only used on food, pay, and even force. Okay, so I couldn't find a real font. Normally they use a paid font, and for sure I cannot tell, but I found a closest font and I put it here in my notes. If you check in my notes on top here, and the logo fonts, I found this one is close, audio wide. So we are going to go to find this audio wide. So I'm just going to go to Google Fonts. Okay, just go back to Google Fonts here, Google Fonts. Now let's search audio wide, and you can see here, and it has only one style. So I found this one. It is not exact one they use it, but this is the closest I could get to. So you're going to use that one, and it will also show you how you would use two fonts or more than one font in a website. So just simply click on this 400 and it will add it on the selection here. So you see on the selection now we have Roboto and the audio wide. So instead of bringing them differently, you can simply go to add import, and you will see that they have already included audio wide and Roboto. Okay, so simply just copy this updated import statement. So click at import, copy, come back in your SAS under variables on top here, Okay, just simply replace it with this one, and you can see now we have audio wide included. You can see we have Google Fonts family, we have audio wide and Roboto, and they are all included. So what you're going to do, so we have the default font. If you go back here, now we can just simply copy this one, the first one, the audio wide, and we are going to call this one logo font. So just call this one dot logo font. Okay, and simply paste this. Okay, just remove this. So paste this audio wide cursive. So if they don't find audio wide, they will use any other cursive font, just like that. Okay, so now these other links, we are using audio wide on these Jumia brands. So I can just go to the brands under header. Inside here, just go here, copy this Jumia brands. Okay, this Jumia brands under header. So let me minimize this. So under here, just say dot Jumia brands, and the font family we are using here is dollar logo font. See that? So we are using the logo font for these ones. Okay, now let's see. They are not loading yet. Logo font. Okay, so we have to target the, I think, the anch tags. So I'm just going to say anch tags under Jumia brand, and let's say font family. Let's do this, and we see if it is going to change now. Yeah, so you can see now it changes. Okay, it changes right now after we have loaded this one. You see they have changed. Okay, so let's just work on these other ones. Let's see how they are. They have these icons. Now for the icons, we are going to use box icons. You could go ahead and use icons for Bootstrap. Now Bootstrap has icons. Okay, Bootstrap has also has icons. You could just go and link to Bootstrap icons. Me personally, I don't like using Bootstrap icons. Okay, they are not like they are bad, they are very, very okay. You could just go ahead and use here Bootstrap icons. So if I need to use Bootstrap icons, you simply add the icon links. I guess they must be somewhere here. You could just go maybe on GitHub. I don't know. You could just go on GitHub so that you can add these icons in them. High quality, they have 18,000 1,800 icons, including even SVGs and blah blah. We are not going to use these ones. We are going to use the box icons. I think box icons, they are really nice, and they are more good than that. So the first thing is we are going to link these box icons to our project. So how do we link box icons? So to link the box icons, simply click on usage here, and when you click on usage, scroll to where it says use as font. Are you seeing this one? So scroll until you see where they say use as font. So on this one, they tell you what to do exactly. Copy paste this into your head. So simply copy this link here. Yeah, right click, copy. So bring this one into our project in the index. Scroll back to the head here. So where you have after the Bootstrap, down here, you can just put here and say icons, actually box icons, and you can just simply paste the link there. So these are the icons. This one will ensure that we can use these icons successfully. Now to use the icons, simply go back to the normal website by clicking on this box icons. So now we can start searching the icons we want to use in our project. Now for this, there is this star here. Now for this star, I wrote those in my notes here for the icons. Okay, so where we have Jumia, we are going to use star. For the food logo, we are going to use this Meteo. Then the pay, we are going to use shield, and then Jumia Force is star. So what I did is I was just going through these icons. There are so many icons here. You can just take your time and go through all these icons. Okay, you can just go through all these icons here. You can go through all these icons and find the ones you want to use. Okay, now I searched for those ones. So for instance, the star, so you simply type in star and then they bring you these ones, and you see they have both regular logos and solid. So you can just say solid, and we can copy this star here. Okay, simply click on it. When you click on it, this one is going to pop up, this window here. Now on this window, we have two sides. We have the web component, which is the first one selected here. Now web component is if you're using like React or something like that, or you could even just copy the SVG, or you can download the PNG. But what we are interested in is here on the font. So click here on this font here and simply copy. Click to copy. Simply click on it, and then you see it will be copied. And after copying it, now we just can come here, for instance, where we have our links, like this said on Jumia link, we can put this icon in a span tag. If you wanted, you could just simply put it here like so. And this one, let's check if it has worked. Go back and let's see. Okay, you can see the star is there. Okay, the star is there. Now let's put the icons on all these things. So the second one, you can see we have the Jumia, the logo itself here. Okay, so for this Jumia here, now by the way, for the Jumia, we could just simply download the Jumia logo. Simply we use it wherever, but I'm just going to stick to that. So just use this one, this Jumia with a star. So we have our text Jumia, and it is also using a star. So simply copy this star here, come to brands, and inside here. Okay, so what you can do is, I'm just going to paste it there like that. Now this word Jumia, you can just simply put it in a span. Okay, just simply put it in a span like so. And even this one, let's put in a span. It doesn't change anything, but it can help us while styling. Okay, just do that. So for the food, so let's go to the notes. For the food, we have this one called Meteo. So I'm just going to go here back to the icons, box icons, search for this different one. Let me close this. So it is here. Just click on it, click on font, click on it, and we have the icon. So come back here on the food, Jumia food. So I will put the icon, then I put span food. Okay, so like that. If I check, the icon is there. Now another one is pay and force. So just go back to pay. So Jumia pay, we are using this one. So just shield quota. So just go back to box icons and paste like that. Close and shield let's first put shield, and we see if we have the shield coming, and under all we just need the shield quarter, this one. Okay, just simply click on font, click on it, and just simply come on index. Now for the pay, just paste this icon there, this pay, put it in a span. Okay, just like that, and we just put them where they belong. And then finally is force. Okay, so for the force, what is the name of the icon? Is still star. Okay, so we have the star already. Just come here and copy this star. Okay, just scroll down to the force. So we'll have this one, and we also have the span force. Okay, cool. That one is great. So let's just do the styling. Okay, let's do the styling now. Now for the Jumia star icon, if you look for where they have star, it is inside this stuff here. It is inside this round stuff. So let me just click for the star icon. So I'm just going to create a class called star, and I'm just going to, we could even just target this bx star. So I'm just going to say bx star, and it is inside. I'm just going to make it global. Okay, this bx star, I can just put here as a global class. So first of all, let's give it a background color of orange. So I'm just going to say second primary, like so. Now if you do that, you can see it already has the stuff, and the color inside is white. So we can just say color white, so that icon can be seen. Okay, yeah, you can see it is coming to shape. And let's give it border radius of 50%. Okay, and yep, it is coming to shape more and more. So now one thing we can now try is that it slightly has a padding. It slightly has a padding on it. Let's try to give some padding of like 5 pixels. I don't know how it will behave. Yep, and that one looks fine. Let's make it 3 pixels. Okay, yep. So that means it is padding that will be differentiating it. So I'm just going to remove that padding so that we use it for styling them. So now if we check, let's just do faster now. So for this one is almost actually done. It seems like the font size on the actual website is less. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is for this external link here, let me give it font size of 0.8 maybe rem. Let's see how it behaves now. That seems like it is so small. Just keep it 1 rem. Okay, yeah, 1 rem seems to be, yeah, just put 0.8. I think 0.8 rem is perfect for this purpose. Yeah, so 0.8 rem, that one is pretty close. Just leave it at that. And the padding, so we can just go and target the bx star. So we can target this bx star class, and let's give it a padding of 1 pixel and see how it will behave. Yep, So that is really close and nice. Okay, now I'm going to assume this is centered. Yeah, the icon looks very okay. Okay, so that one is done. I feel this is pretty close to what they have. So just go to quickly to these other brands. So you have this Jumia logo. Okay, and now for these other ones which has the star class, so we have the Jumia, and for it is in black. So we could just inside here, we could have this one, give it maybe a class, okay, of maybe Jumia logo. Okay, inside the Jumia brands we can have that one. So let me just select this logo. So under the header we have this Jumia brands, and down here I'm just going to target this class. Okay, like that. And first of all, let me increase the font weight to bold. Okay, and color, now here we're going to use color black, but we don't have that variable, so I'm just going to put black here. And then in the variables, and if you see down here there is this X. Now normally people don't normally see that error. Please be careful as you are using SAS. The most challenging part is when you are compiling, it might not be compiling because you have an error up here. So if for instance I move this up here, it's going to be showing there is an error somewhere. Okay, you see here I have this undefined variable. That's why I normally tell you the variables should always be the first to be imported, because they are used in some other places. So down here I'm just going to say black, and I'm just going to say #0, 3 zeros, like so. So now this error, now if I save, it should give me success, and it should now show that. And you see the Jumia is now having that, though our font family is gone. I don't know what I've done. This logo font, let's go back to the header. This anchor tag here is gone. I don't know why the font family here is gone after defining the font weight. Let me first remove that. Go back and see, still is not doing it. Let me try to see if I put, for instance, here in logo font. Okay, so one possible reason would be internet, of which I think we still have. Okay, let's just first move on. Okay, we shall just figure it out. Let's first continue, move on. We are just out of time. The Jumia logo, this is okay. Font weight bold. Now we have the icon inside it here. So this icon, we can make it more smaller, because here looks like it is really tiny. Okay, so what we can do is we can just target the bx also dot bx star, this class of the star icon, and first of all we can give it font size maybe 0.5 rem, see if it can change that icon, that is more tiny. 0.8. okay, let's just keep it 0.6. okay, that one looks fine. I'm just going to give it margin left, so give it margin, so we could give it margin right as negative, so like 1 rem. That one would push it towards, oh no. So first of all, on these logos, the Jumia brands, let's first give these ones display flex, align items center, and let's also give them a gap of 1 rem, like so. Let's see. Okay, so maybe we give it 2 rem here, 2 rem. Okay, so now that is okay. I think 1 rem was okay, actually. 1 rem. Now we have this weird problem here. I think is due to this margin we have just put here on this bx star. Let me first remove this margin. Okay, so you can also go ahead and display these icons with their stuff as display flex, but for now I'm just going to first leave them like that. So we have this one. The only challenge we are having is our fonts are gone. Let me first inspect here. So just click on this div and the primary navigation, more especially I'm not seeing the fonts. Okay, let me just go back in a minute. And this is, I think, because of putting here in this global. So here font family to be default. So let me remove this one. Okay, and I'm just going to simply put it in the body. Okay, and when you, by the way, I'm putting it in the body so that we can be able to use not everywhere but only in the body, but where we have the header here, more especially where on Jumia brands, this anchor tag here. Okay, default font, I'm just going to say this one is important, it should not be overwritten. And let's see. Yeah, so you can see they are back. Okay, they are back, so this is good. And for this you can use this important keyword means it should not overwritten. This one should take control or should be the one be used under all circumstances. Now under the Jumia logo I want to transform this one. So I want to transform it is text transform. Actually I want to put in the capital letters, text transform uppercase, and let me see. Okay, so that is looks much better. So that is the one we are going to use. So we have food pay. Now for others, when you are excluding the other one, when you they have these hover colors. So I'm just going to give food, pay, and force as just. So this one is food. So I'm just going to give a class here of jfood. I think I call them jfood for Jumia food. And then you have here class also. This is jpay. And finally you have this force. So class j force. Okay, so I'm just going to get those individual classes. Actually they differ only on hover. So after this, let me have the j pay. So for instance, they have the on hover. So here what is most important is the color. So here it has color of gray, $gray. I don't know if that is the color anyways. Let's check. No, this one is match. This one is match, so we can just have gray dark. So I'm just going to create a variable here called gray dark. So from this gray, where is gray? We had a gray here somewhere. Yeah, so there is this gray. So I'm just going to say $gray dark. Okay, and this one can be something like CC. I don't know. Could just make it more hard, just like that. So let's just use gray dark in this case, gray dark, and we see how it is going to look like. Yeah, I think that is okay. And this is to all of them. So color gray dark. So I'm just going to go here and where we have the here they just have also color gray dark. Okay, so here on hover for the pay, just say on hover and hover. Okay, and the color changes to orange. Actually this one changes to blue. Okay, for this one it changes to blue. So all of them they're like that, but if you hover this one, you see it changes to blue. And then we are going to give a transition up here. So you say transition or 0.5 seconds. Okay, 0.5 seconds, so that it is somehow nice like that. For this one, the hover is orange. If you go on the main website, the hover is orange. So you can just go on JPay. So we have JPay, just simply. So that blue color, I'm just leaving it because it is just used once, but you could just create a variable for it. So this is JFood. So JFood, the color hover is $primary. Okay, so let's see that. So if I just go here and hover now, it is just like that. That is great. The pay and then the force. So for the force is black. Okay, and the icon is also small. So I'm just going to duplicate this one also, just like that. So you say force, this one is force. The hover here is black, so I'm just going to change this one to black. And inside here it also has this icon for the star. So I'm just going to copy for the Jumia logo. I'm just going to copy this icon here. Okay, put inside here. The icon is smaller, you can see, and then I think it is after or before. Let's just see. It is before. It is before. So just go to index, make sure this icon comes first. Okay, and since they have all the icons, we can line them using flex also. So I'm just going to go to this A here, this anchor tag, and say display flex, align items center. There is no need of a gap. Okay, just to do that, and you see the icons now are more attached to the stuff on itself, and this one seems to be the icon is more bigger. Yeah, so the icon here is slightly more bigger. So let me just go down here on JForce and let's make this one 0.8. Okay, and with that, yeah, that is more bigger. Okay, and there is slightly like a gap, I'm not sure. Okay, and the color is also gray. So here the color, I'm just going to emphasize that the color here should also be gray. So color is gray dark. Okay, gray dark. Okay, so like that. So okay, so that is cool. We have that one done. Looks like we have it. Was that the color or the background? This one should be the background, I guess, not the color, because this is looking weird. Yeah, so on the hover, I guess the icon for it turns. Yeah, so the icon turns red, the icon turns orange. So for this icon on the J force, when you hover it, I'm just going to come here, copy this. For the icon, when you hover it, this color changes. The background changes. Okay, so the background changes to orange or to primary. Excuse me. So just go back here and we see it seems the hover is not working for this icon. So what you're going to do is, instead of doing this, okay, so we're just going to say on hover, and then we select this icon. Okay, on hover, select this icon, background, make it primary. Okay, we don't want to change the font size. So let's check now. Okay, yeah, so you see now we have this one, and I think we should put a gap between these icons. I don't know, but they look okay. You see everything right now is okay, and on Jumia there is no hover, and that is great. Okay, so this one is looking really great. Now on a small device, I think that one is hidden. You see that secondary stuff is not there, so we can also hide it. So primary navigation is only going to stop on big device. On small devices, we don't have it. So what we can do down here, we can just say on small devices at media. Okay, at media, and we can just control it and say max width, okay, 768 pixels. We want to display none, this one. Okay, so this one will just going to be there for some time, but if we go to small devices, then it should not be there. Okay, yeah, you can see it disappears. It should just disappear, but on big screens it is there. On small device it is there. So thank you so much for watching this episode. We have managed to make this second part here, the primary navigation. I know we are moving slowly, but the most important thing is for you to understand. Okay, in this, we are not just only building the e-commerce, but I'm giving you more tips, more stuff to understand how different things are done, and you can use this in your own websites and know how you would achieve different things. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this episode. We are doing so well. See you in the next one, where we are going to build this main navigation. Thank you so much. See you.